Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my third beekeeping vlog. It's been 2.5 months since I did an inspection. A lot has changed since then. I went from 1 hive to 3. I got stung for the first time. I got stung for the 10th time. A swarm went onto the top of my house and I had to sweep the bees into a box of Honey Nut Cheerios and transfer them into a new hive. And another swarm went about 100 feet into the forest canopy and I had to lure them into their new hive and then move them under the cover of darkness about 200 feet away with like a headlamp on and this beekeeping suit on. It's been a crazy 2.5 months. I should have recorded most of this. You did see me capture the swarm on my YouTube shorts, or one of the swarms at least, but I also put together this sugar shack, $1,600 off Amazon. I had some leftover wood and I had these from the previous owners, these bricks, and basically I have a bunch of my hives in here. You know, they take up a lot of space, and this is going to be very handy, just kind of separating the contents, like food grade stuff in here, and then in my other shed I have like explosives and gasoline and oil, stuff like that. So let's get her started. We're gonna put on my beekeeping suit. I also met a neighbor who was a beekeeper who had 61 hives. She inspected my hives with me. Very nice, very knowledgeable, and it was very nice to have 4 hands inspecting the hives. Now I feel like I have 1 hand because I have 1 hand on the camera, but hey, that's part of the business being here on YouTube. Let's get into this suit. All right, so the first thing I gotta say about the suit is it's super dirty. I don't know how it gets so dirty so quick. Beekeeping, I guess, is a dirty business. My neighbor's suit was pristine clean, and mine looks like I soiled myself. Hey, maybe I panicked when I was getting stung. So the reason I got stung is because the bees swarmed onto the forest floor and I was trying to scoop them up and I didn't have the proper gloves. That will never happen again. Look how dirty this thing is. Like, that's crazy. We also have a little flaw in my beekeeping suits. I've noticed that a seam has ripped right here, so there's like a vulnerability right there, but we should be good if we're just gentle with the bees. All right, so I also got some beekeeping gloves. I should have probably had these a long time ago. I just went with like Carhartt leather gloves and they stung right through them. Let's just get everything in our pockets here. We have our 2 tools to sweep the bees off into just a hive tool. Helps give leverage on the frame. We have some smoker pellets. We're gonna put 2 in our pockets because we have 3 hives now, and then we're gonna light 1 up right here, right now, and then we should be pretty much good to go. This is kind of how I prepare. Obviously, if you are new to beekeeping, you might not know, but smoke from these pellets makes the bees unable to communicate, and or it just kind of messes up their pheromones, and they communicate through pheromones. So it's a good way to calm the bees down. All right, the pellet is smoking. Now, my neighbor used these just papers and I felt like they were very effective. They didn't last as long as the pellets, but we're just gonna bring them along just to see, maybe experiment with them this time. All right, we gotta put this little cap on so the flaming ashes don't fall out of the smoker. And well, she's kind of smoking. It'll get going. Again, I use these gloves maybe twice and they're so dirty already, but I don't want to wash them because I haven't read the instructions on how to wash them, so I don't want to mess up the suit because, you know, it's fairly expensive. I think a bee suit's like maybe 200 bucks, somewhere around that range, depending on the quality. I wonder what our neighbors thought. We had 2 people in these white suits in the forest, just maybe with some smoke rituals, I don't know. All right, let's head out there. Chickens love the new shed because I dug up some dirt and they like to bathe in the dirt. So we're approaching the hive that was on the roof. It's on the roof, if you remember from that classic Call of Duty Warzone video of mine. Here they are. I'm not sure where I can place my camera, so let's just smoke them out a little bit. That's not great. What the hell is that? Is that some kind of beetle? Not the best angle in the world, but it's what we got for a tripod right now. So this hive was a little damp because I didn't have these blocks underneath it. The blocks right now are going to soak up the water, and then it can give a little barrier between the plastic, which kind of retains water, and the hive. You don't want moisture in the hive. All right, let's give it a look-see. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. All right, first initial impressions. The hive's looking really good. You can see, I mean, bees everywhere, especially in the center area, maybe focusing too much on the center where the entrance was. We did remove the entrance reducer. That's going to increase the airflow and make it so less moisture gets trapped in here. This one definitely did have a queen last time, so let's just give a little inspection, see how they're doing. Okay, first thing I'm noticing, there's no kind of pollen being placed, honey being placed, no kind of building on the outside 5 or so frames. So there's no chance that we're going to expand and put another box on top of this. Yeah, I should have filmed it, but I mean, I was kind of scared because there's bees on the roof and I'm on the roof like capturing bees. So that was a very precarious situation. I didn't say that word right. All right. So you see they're building a little bit over here. Not much on that side, but at least they're there. So we got a little activity. That's good to see. But I think the juicy frames are going to be next. Yep. Oh, yeah. Wow. Look at that. I can see there's little eggs in the top, so that's a sign of a queen being in there. I mean, maybe I can spot her if I give her a quick look-see. My beekeeping neighbor told me that usually when the queen is on the frame and you remove the frame, you can hear a big buzz. I don't feel like I heard that. But yeah, I've seen the eggs. I don't want to disturb these guys too much. But there's 2 other frames that look exactly like that. Oh. I'll give you a quick peek. So that was the frame I just took off. And you can see there's bees all in this one. Bees all in this one. I'm going to leave these guys alone. There's a 70% rule that I learned from my beekeeping neighbor, where once 70% of these frames are filled up, then you can expand. I feel like I've seen the queen. I did see that one pest. I don't know what that was. That was on the outside. So I was kind of eating this dead bee. I'm not exactly sure what that was. I'm going to give it actually a quick little look-see to see if I see any other pest activity, but everything looks pretty good for now. I just kind of wish they would continue building out because, you know, winter is coming. It's, you know, end of August. There's only so much more flowers that are going to be available for the bees and pollen. So they need a strong base to survive the winter. They need a lot of honey for food storage so they can just stay in the hive, conserve their heat, and kind of live off the honey stores. Yeah, this one's getting built out. This one doesn't have, this hive, yeah, more eggs. You can see more eggs. I think it's a healthy pattern too, how she's laying, not like sporadically. This is very good. Very good for a hive that I captured from a roof in a Cheerios box. I guess the only thing I can do here, I'm gonna remove this little bit of wax that they're building on the top here. My little hive tool, sorry. Sorry, pals. That hive looked really good. Queen activity. It grew from last week slightly. I wish there was a little bit more progress, but that's okay. And now we're to the next hive. This hive was the one that was in the forest that I lured and had to move. Let's see how they're doing. We're gonna start off by smoking them out a bunch. Okay. This hive also looked pretty well. Now, I'm not sure why my hive swarmed twice. My main hive had signs of no queen, which was very, very concerning. But the hive looked great, as you're gonna see probably when I inspect them. Okay. Good activity. This one's looking a little bit more active. You have signs of some great activity here. I see that they're already building out to here. They weren't doing that last time. I think this one too. So it was kind of, the hive last week when we inspected kind of looked like that last one. So they've definitely built out one or two. Let's see what else we can notice in our hive. Okay, we can get a, I was gonna say we can get a little better angle because we're on this table instead of the smaller table, but my camera is tilting. Hold on. And I am tilted. I heard somewhere, I think I just read it briefly online, but I heard if you had like 6 beehives, there's like tax incentives or something, like you're officially like a farmer or agriculture or something like that. I'm not too sure. If anyone knows in the comments, let me know. All right, we're checking our beetle trap where we put olive oil. The bees can't fit through that gap, but the little pest can. I am seeing some things in there. So we are catching them. I don't know if I need to necessarily clean that out just yet. So we're not going to. I don't think it harms them at all. It's always easier to work with one empty frame. We see that there's no honey. Okay, maybe there's a little bit starting to be built right here. That's actually a very good sign. That's very nice. But that one has it, but what about the other one next to it? There's some bees on it. Oh, very nice, very nice. Okay, they are expanding. So I'm looking at this. I'm not seeing the 70% rule. I feel like this is about 50% filled up, and they're working on the other frames, which is a very good sign, and they're going to continue expanding. Once it, like I said, 70% of this gets full, we add another box. All right, so now we're getting into the, wait, I didn't even smoke these guys out too much. They're being very nice. My neighbor did say my bees are very calm. And I think it was just her vibe too. Like she was very just supportive and kind, and I felt like that helped me calm down. Because it is kind of nerve-wracking, you know, messing with all the, you know, it's a livestock, right? Bees. I mean, swarm is one of the scariest kill streaks in Black Ops 2. So, yeah, I mean, the bees, if you're not too rough, oh my lord, look at that. That's honey. That is just pure, oh wow, it's pretty heavy too. So that's a really nice sign. It's getting capped. What's the back looking like? I mean, the back's filling out like that too. No queen on that one. That's just pure sugar. There's a good amount of weight to that one too. Oh, there's so many bees in here. This swarm was a little bit bigger than the roof swarm. I mean, they're working. They are working hard. There's a nice yellow flower that is blooming everywhere, and it's native and natural. And I have it all over my land, and I see all my neighbors have it. A big part of beekeeping is like knowing the pollen cycles and knowing when to supplement, when not to supplement. I felt like I maybe over supplemented some of my hives because like I captured this one, right? And I was kind of scared that it was got to be too weak or whatever. So I gave it a pollen patty, and then I inspected it like 2 weeks later. It was a little bit overdue on my inspection. and it was like moldy. But what I'm seeing in here, I did see a little activity. You can see some eggs being laid in there. Not the strongest egg laying patterns. But I think these ones that are capped are actually bees, right? Like these, I think those are baby bees in there. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if you can tell, but the bees are starting to hum a little bit more. I think I'm getting closer to the queen. Let me see if I can calm them down a little bit. Hey, this ain't bad for a free beehive. Well, I had to buy the box and stuff, but you know, the actual livestock being free. Okay, another really nice frame. Uh-oh, that's gonna disturb them. All right, I'm being careless. Like I said, it's just so hard. Sorry, camera. It's just kind of difficult doing it, you know, with one person. So I've seen some expansion on this hive. I haven't seen any pests. I've seen the queen's eggs. So I think they're doing pretty good. We're just gonna keep on hoping for them to expand. I think what we did is we took one of the frames that were doing decently and we moved it towards the outside to encourage the bees to move out, and that's why you're seeing, you know, wax over here on the edge. You're seeing wax over here on the edge. So I think that was pretty successful. You know what I might do? I might just keep one of these. I might keep on doing that. Just move this one that has wax a little bit more to the edge. Move one of these empty ones. It still had some bees on it, which is good, but we'll move one of the empty ones towards the middle and maybe further encourage that expansion. You want very tight. You don't want a lot of gaps because the bees will build wherever there is space, wherever you give them space. And if you do have gaps, you want them to be on the very edges. So let me just put this trap back in. We do have to inspect the bottom because I have a pull-out. Oh, did I just crush a bee? Did you guys hear that? That was a crunch. Little crunch. All right, I do have the pull-out game locked down. Sorry. This hive features a nice, convenient pull-out and screen bottom. I don't see any pests down here. Usually I would see like a slug or an ant or something. Let's get it close. It's very satisfying to clean it, like just, yeah. I think this is actually part pollen, but there's a screen over it so the bees can't access it. So I'll just put it on the table. Maybe they'll come get it, maybe they won't. Bees like to not harvest where they live, because if they get weighed down by pollen a few feet from their front door, they tend to still fly like 2 miles away and then they're going to be weighed down. So let's go to the main hive that split twice. I made a big mistake and it was kind of embarrassing to have a fellow beekeeper point this out to me. But I have a super, which is the very tippity top. This is the super. One of the reasons my hive could have swarmed is because I had my super upside down and it wasn't properly sealed. That was a very embarrassing mistake. It was just basically upside down and it caused a little gap. So let's see how we're doing here. So keep in mind, this is a hive that swarmed twice. And you can see there's way more activity out here. Let me see. I'll put my camera here. Yeah, we definitely need another pellet here. Took off my glove. But I think I'm chill. As long as you're like chill and not violent and have like really fast actions. I don't think the bees have any need to sting me, particularly in my on my like thumb or exposed hand. So we're just trying to get this pellet going. The other one ran out. One pellet for 2 hives, not bad, but this hive obviously is volume-wise in terms of bees, probably double of the first 2 hives we inspected combined. So we didn't see a queen last time. We possibly seen a queen cell being built. I'm noticing something at the very bottom. I don't know what this gooey stuff is. I mean, I'm assuming it's some kind of sugar, honey. I just don't know why it's in the entrance like that. That's kind of weird. And we're also looking for pests. I thought I saw a putty cat. No, I thought I saw something on the bottom of this. Just like the last hive, it has this pull-out. Yeah, so this is a big concern. There's like some kind of worm wiggling. Possibly wax moth. And then there was this like very weird substance. It's like a gooey, like, look at this. Yeah, so that's a huge concern, especially having that thing wiggle. So we're gonna have to do a big inspection here. Good thing it doesn't look overran. But yeah, having just that one larva there, that could be that's an issue. And to be frank, I'm gonna have to do some research on how to deal with that. All right, let's see. This top part is where I can take the honey from. The bottom 2, that's for the bees. So I'm seeing a lot of bees up here. I see some bees with pollen. There's definitely activity up here. I can smell maybe like a fermented type of, I don't know what I'm smelling, but it smells like old fruit or something. Not good. I'm just quickly looking through all these frames. I hate putting it on the floor like this, but I should have brought my cart. I'm not seeing, I just see bee activity, but I don't see any frames being built out. I mean, there's bees on it, so I mean, they must be they're gonna get to it eventually. All right, I mean, there's a bunch of fucking bees. I mean, there's bees everywhere here. There's so much activity in this hive. I'm just scared that I'm just really concerned about that larva thing at the very bottom, but I guess we're gonna see. And the smell, like, and whatever that goo is, maybe it's humidity issues. I'm not sure. It's just dripping and so heavy, man. Actually heavy. Maybe 10 pounds. This is one hell of a frame. Look at that. Wow, and there's a bunch of them like this. Because my last inspection, we did not see any evidence of a queen on this one. I am so dirty. Holy moly. Oh, wow. Wait. This is great news. Great news, people. I'm seeing eggs. There are eggs down there. All right, this is great. Another banger like comb or frame. But we're seeing eggs laid in a pattern. You see them at the bottom there? All right, that's great. I thought we were queenless. Oh, that's so heavy. Wow. Incredibly heavy. All right. Here it is. Base Camp Alpha. This is a strip for mites. I think it's done its duty, so we're gonna take that out. Let me maybe smoke them out a little bit. Look at that big boy right there. Yeah, what is that? Maybe that's what I'm smelling. You know, that could just be like leak from the inspections, because you kind of rip apart the frames, and then maybe stuff like just drips down. Maybe that's it. I'm interested in see what this trap has in it. Oh, there's a bee on it. There's definitely some, you see that? Ew. There's something, well, floating in there. No eggs down here. Poor smushed bee. Oh, I don't want to smush another one. Ah, shit. I just used my, you might have saw that. Oh, look how dark orange this is. Got a few bees on my suit. They're working. They're doing great. Really? I mean, I'm an amateur, first year, but I think they're doing great. Ooh. See this right here, where my thumb is? I think that is a queen cell developing. Or maybe it already hatched. Yeah, maybe it's already done. I don't know. Kind of looks like a peanut. Something's going on there. Oh, I think that's larva. It's hard to tell, but I think there's larva all in there. So yeah, I think a queen's laying really good in here. Yeah, that's for sure larva. I got to research about that fermenting honey. So the way I kind of learn is, I'm like, why does it smell like fermentation in my hive? And then I go on a rabbit hole. But some people would argue you should know why before you started. I just jumped into beekeeping. Sometimes you just gotta go in with 2 feet and, you know, look before you leap. I don't know. What I'm trying to be inspirational. You just gotta do it sometimes, at least for me. So I'm gonna take this off now and then really just clean the bottom really good to see what that fermentation sticky stuff is. But it's stuck. Okay, I think I just squished a bee or 5. Okay, this is the very bottom. You can see that screen that I was talking about, how it works. I don't see any kind of pests. I'm gonna give a sniff to this stuff. It kind of smells like the fermentation, but maybe that's just how the, oh, I squished that guy. Maybe that's just how hives are. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe someone can leave a comment if they're more experienced. But I didn't smell that last week, so. Oh, they really like that one. Oh, they're getting active now. Yeah, this isn't the source of the fermentation, I don't think. But I didn't like how that was right at the entrance. I mean, I don't see any like signs of pest really besides that one worm thing. Maybe they're on the bottom. Ah, shit. Well, my camera fell. Well, here's under the hive. I'm gonna clean this out a little bit, but I mean, it's dirty, but I'm not seeing any kind of, I'm not seeing any wax moth. So Guys, I'm going to put this camera, or I'm going to put the beehive back together, stack it back up. Good news, we found the queen here. We kind of did a full cleaning. I feel like the amount that I'm disturbing the bees right now, they're actually pretty chill, which is nice. Because I mean, I literally took their house and flipped it upside down. Yeah, we're just gonna put it back together. Thank you for watching my third beekeeping vlog. If you guys have any tips or tricks, mostly about the wax moth and the fermentation, this is what I'm kind of confused about this time. I think the first two hives are doing pretty good. I would like to see them expand a little bit faster, but hey, this hive seems to be super strong. Maybe there was wax moths and this hive's just so strong that it's like fighting them off, and you know, maybe one got to survive or whatnot. But nice to see a queen in here. Wish to see some activity on the top. On the super, that's taken some time, but they did swarm twice since I put that super on. So they're probably just repopulating and rebuilding what they lost from the swarm. A swarm is when the old queen leaves with half the workers. Basically when it gets too overpopulated. But I don't want to talk too much. They're like all discombobulated right now, so I'm going to get them back and in place where they should be. Thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry it took a while to do the beekeeping update vlog. A lot of people were interested in this journey. I did a few inspections off camera, and it was just kind of difficult to capture bees on the roof and film it. It was kind of difficult to film this. So yeah, let's get back to work, and I'll see you guys next time. Headbutt! Little side note, I bought 2 weeping willow trees. I have 2 in the forest. This is more of a wetland. We have one right here. You can see it's not a weeping willow, it's some kind of pussy willow, I think. But the weeping willow out there is doing really good, and I'm hoping that it absorbs the water that kind of builds up over here. My land's kind of interesting because on this side it's like wetland, pine trees, and then over here it gets hardwood and it never floods. So anyways, this is the flower I was talking about earlier, goldenrod. It is everywhere, and like I said, this area is not even a great place to grow. You can see it's not getting perfect sunlight, but it's literally everywhere around me when I drive. And I was researching about that fermentation smell that was happening in the hive. Some people said that it could be the smell coming from the pollen. Just goldenrod pollen smells a little bit different. It kind of smells like that. Some people said it could be a beetle infection. It could be a dead hive. It could be a bunch of dead bees, which I do have some dead bees in there. It could be a sign of mold, which we did have a little bit of too much moisture potentially. We did remove the entrance reducer to kind of air it out, but I didn't smell that last week. And the goldenrods kind of started to bloom like last week and like this week, and we got the marigolds really, I mean, going great. This is the greatest flowers I've grown so far. So much. You can see this is kind of a leftover tomato plant, and it's still doing. Let me change the camera angle. You can see how well the tomatoes are doing. I mean, that's just a big bundle of them. A few of them are becoming ripe. I do have to water these. We have a huge pumpkin plant growing. I already harvested some cucumbers in there. We have some celery right here. What's up, Doc? Okay, we have some onions. Yeah, we got to do some watering, boys. All right. I was kind of procrastinating. Maybe I should wait a little bit, because you're not supposed to water at peak, sunlight, because it's going to evaporate. But I think some of these plants really need it. But yeah, the garden's, I think, going pretty good. I harvested my first potatoes. We have like maybe 5 fries from 1 bucket, but I think I harvested a little early. There's some peppers on there, some nice looking ones. I already picked a few. Those are looking good. Some bees on the marigolds. That's what we like to see. Some pollinators, jalapenos. Swiss chard never really worked out for me, but whatever. All right, I'm going to water these plants. All right, guys, thanks for watching this beekeeping video. Thanks for being a part of my life. Thanks for watching. Like, this is so long. I mean, look how they're everywhere, I'm telling you. I thought these were just weeds before. I would pull these and trim them. Let me give this a smell. It kind of smells like it, man. If it was like moist. Okay. See ya.